read this sum, please? It's question number 20, asked in CBSE 2023 past paper question. Come on, can you read this? Arya,
On Rakshit and Malik are partners in a firm sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 4:1. On 1st April 2021, their capitals were 1,20,000 and 80,000 respectively.
okay.
On 1st December 21, they decided that the total capital of the firm should be 3 lakhs to be contributed by them in the ratio of 2:1.
Okay. It means that they had an initial capital of 120,000 and 80,000, which was there only up till the month of November. Yeah.
Yes.
So if I have to calculate interest on capital on this amount which was initially there, for that amount, interest on capital at whatever rate that is given, that is 6%, 6% will be calculated from start of the year till the time they decided to change their capital. Are you with me?
Yes.
This 6% will be calculated for 8 months up till November. Okay?
Yes.
Up to November. On 1st of December, they decided that the total capital of the firm will become 300,000. That means the capital would increase by 100,000. Initially, the total capital was 200,000. Now the capital will increase by 100,000. It will become 300,000. That is the total capital. Okay. And this will be contributed in the ratio of 2:1. That means Rakshit will get 2/3 amount as capital and Malik share is 1/3. So Rakshit capital will become 200,000. Malik's capital will become 100,000. I hope you understand this split.
Yes.
Rate of interest on capital is 6%, and this will be calculated only for 4 months. That means December, Jan, Feb, and March. So 4 months. I want the interest on capital to be allowed for the year. For Rakshit, it is 8,800. You will add both of these interest on capital. And for Malik, it will be addition of this, you will add it. Okay. It has come in 2023. Of your work.
Miss, I have sent mine.
Yes, miss.
What about others? ये वाले सम में क्या प्रॉब्लम आया 21st सम में व्हाट वाज द प्रॉब्लम
Miss, the
you didn't try only na
interest, the different types of interest.
हाँ तो इंटरेस्ट ऑन कैपिटल 9% है इंटरेस्ट ऑन ड्राइंग्स 12% है व्हाट इज द प्रॉब्लम
इसी पर्पस है उसका क्या है
हाँ कितने मार्क्स आए कितने मार्क्स आए
बी ने ड्राइंग्स किया था बी ने ए ने लोन दिया था
3 पे
5 मार्क्स के लिए 1.5 पेज
इंटरेस्ट ऑन कैपिटल की क्या जर्नल एंट्री बनती है मुझे बताओ दे व्हाट एंट्री फॉर इंटरेस्ट ऑन कैपिटल इंटरेस्ट ऑन कैपिटल के 2 प्लेसमेंट्स बताओ किधर है
Profit and loss account.
प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट
Oh no, that is interest and loan. Interest on capital.
It will come in profit and loss appropriation account debit side and partners capital account credit side.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So interest on capital, two entries. One is partners capital credit. Partners capital credit. Two
Yeah.
places where interest on capital will come. Please tell me the two places.
Profit and loss appropriation on debit and partners capital account on the credit.
Okay, fine. So what will be the journal entry of putting it over here?
Interest on capital debit to partners capital.
Very good. If it is on the credit side of partners capital account credit. Are you with me?
Yes.
What will be the journal entry of putting it over here? Which account is this?
Profit and loss.
Which account? Profit and loss, which account?
Appropriation account.
Okay. Which account is this?
Profit and loss appropriation account.
Which side will it appear?
Debit.
Debit.
So P&L appropriation.
Yes, miss.
If I have to pass the journal entry, which account is this?
P&L appropriation or debit to partners capital
To interest on capital.
credit.
Understand the logic of passing journal entries. Please understand the logic of passing journal entries. You know the two places where this item would appear, right?
Yes, miss.
Interest on capital, two places where it appears is where?
Profit and loss appropriation debit and partners capital credit.
You know the two places where interest on capital will appear. What are the two places?
Profit and loss appropriation debit. Partners capital credit.
Now two entries you have to make. How many entries?
Two.
For what thing? Interest on capital. Okay. First thing. Which account?
Profit and loss appropriation.
Which side?
Debit.
Okay. Which account? I'm asking questions again. I want you to repeat. Which account?
Profit and loss appropriation.
Which side?
Debit.
So the entry would be P&L appropriation debit. Okay. Profit and loss appropriation debit. Interest on capital credit. Alas. First entry. Now can you give me hint for this entry? I think I asked a question. You have to ask yourself two questions. Which account?
Profit and loss appropriation account.
Yeah, मुझे ये वाले part का दो. Which account? Which side? Which
Partners
account and which side? Yeah, which account?
Partners capital credit side.
Okay, so partners capital will be credited.
Yes, miss.
So what will be debited?
Interest on
Capital.
no capital.
Okay. Zetan, can you please explain me the entire process of interest on capital, which places and two journal entries?
The profit and loss appropriation will be on the debit column and on the credit column of partners capital account. Then first entry will be interest on capital debit as it is debited in the profit and loss appropriation to partners capital on the credit side.
Okay.
The second entry will be
Which account, which side? Which account, which side?
Profit and loss to
Which
interest
account,
on partner's capital
which side?
credit.
Okay,
This
so
will
the
be
entry would be partner's capital credit.
yeah,
What will be
and
debit?
interest on capital.
Yeah,
Interest
done.
Capital.
Arya, can you start? Which account, which side entry? Which account, which side entry?
Miss, can I be back? I have my PC's charger in my bike.
Yeah, please. Arya, explain.
Yes. 1 minute.
Arya, I'm waiting.
If 1 minute I was sitting, he went out.
He went out, na? You all are connected to
I
each
had to
other.
get
What?
up.
He goes
Had to
out, you
get up.
can't speak.
So I had to get up, he was inside. Profit and loss appropriation account debit and partners capital account credit. Now, profit and loss appropriation debit to interest on loan.
अरे हम तो इंटरेस्ट ऑन कैपिटल की बात कर रहे हैं.
Interest on
इंटरेस्ट ऑन लोन अप्रोप्रिएशन में आएगा ही नहीं.
Yes. Profit and loss appropriation account debit to interest on capital credit and interest on capital debit to partners capital credit.
ओके फाइन. तो इसमें क्या तुम लोग को प्रॉब्लम थी? इंटरेस्ट ऑन कैपिटल, इंटरेस्ट ऑन लोन और इंटरेस्ट ऑन ड्राइंग्स की जर्नल एंट्री देनी है. What was the issue?
Miss this thing first of all I didn't get the capital journal entries and then
वो तो वीडियो में देखा था ना इंटरेस्ट ऑन कैपिटल का. There will be 2 entries for capital, 2 entries for loan and 2 entries for drawings. Total 6 entries.
yeah.
तो पास करो, मैं वेट करती हूँ. The marking scheme is wrong. थोड़ा थोड़ा ही इसका रहता है.
Miss then these
It's
interest
not
on
in the
capital.
transfer entries. You will pass 2 entries for capital. उसने club कर दिया है transfer entries. You can't club.
So
It
this
has clubbed the interest on capital and interest on loan. But one thing is there that interest on loan should be profit and loss debit, and it has put it in appropriation debit. So drawings की 2 entry दिया है. Capital और इसकी भी entry दिया है. Here it is clubbed, but I don't want you to club it. I want you to pass 2 entries for capital, loan, and 2 for drawings. Come on, do it. And this question you all can leave. नहीं आएगा. करो, चलो करो.
उपयोग इसकी पहचान में प्रत्येक कार्य निश्चित समय पर करना चाहिए. उचित समय पर काम न किया जाए तो उस कार्य की सफलता पर संदेह हो जाता है. तो मैंने सीखी कि सही वक्त पर सही काम न किया जाए तो मुमकिन है कि हमें उस काम में सफलता हासिल इसलिए काम तो सही वक्त पर इजी है राइटिंग
Miss, you want us to write the amount also?
एवरीथिंग तुम लोग को तो कैलकुलेटर यूज करना है. Now we're doing guarantee of minimum. Guaranteed profit is 3 lakh. So what is the debt? Profit is transferred.
सही सही बहुत ज्यादा हो गया उचित समय उचित समय उचित समय की प्रतीक्षा कर रहे हैं ये उचित समय का इंतजाम
तुम लोग ने फिक्स कैपिटल फ्लक्चुएटिंग कैपिटल का वीडियो नहीं देखा क्या?
समय इंतजार करना पड़ता है उसका स्वागत
You have the question in front of you, na Arya?
Yes.
सही इंतजार करा तो से नीचे से कामयाब चीजें कामयाब समझ में आया
Which journal entry?
21. ये वाला नहीं
अगर यहाँ पे सभी सभी लोग
पहले वाला
सभी लोग सही समय पर निकले और सही
So,
वक्त पर सही वक्त पर निकले और सही वक्त पर पहुंचे प्रोग्राम्स हो या वेडिंग हो या कोई भी चीज अगर की जाए तो उसको सही समय पर पहुंचना चाहिए इससे क्या होगा
The 6 entries are done.
Miss, I have done the capital entry.
Sorry,
I've done the capital entry.
what entry you passed?
Miss, the one that I dictated to you, profit and loss appropriation account to interest on capital and interest on capital to partners capital account.
Okay, debit बोलने का interest on capital, debit to partners capital.
Miss, this
What this?
C's capital, his The capital that he has invested in the firm at the start, that is 8 lakh.
Okay.
And then that means his interest that he's going to get, that is 10%, right? How 9? But how will we know?
They have given us, now there is no deed. They have decided between themselves. In the question they have given us, they have decided and they have made a partnership deed. So there is no absence of deed, right?
Okay, so interest on capital for everyone drawing in partners. Okay.
Yeah, but they want journal entry only for C.
Yeah.
Question is very specific. Okay.
8 lakh into 9 upon 100.
Interest on capital.
कार्य मीन्स काम को दोगुना कर किया जा सकता है मीन्स एक दिन में जो एक काम होना चाहिए उसकी जगह पे दो काम हो सकते हैं मतलब हर चीज सही वक्त पर शुरू हो सही वक्त पर खत्म हो ठीक है कार्य को दोगुना
Interest on capital to partners capital.
Amounts.
सर्च करो कुछ मेहनत लो. 72
जो भी देखो समझ में आएगी not necessarily which happen and you have to understand this much and it should be proper and spelling should be right okay and प्रतीक्षा का इंतजार कर दी तो easy हो जाता है ना प्रतीक्षा is something that you cannot remember इंतजार लिख सकते हो that made it easy उसका वेट करना पड़ता है फिर उसका स्वागत करके उसका
For the second, providing interest on A's loan, the journal entry will be interest on loan by A's account to loan.
गांधी जैसे महापुरुष में समय पर स्वयं मतलब खुद स्वयं काम कर समय का सम्मान means respect
your 4-digit card PIN.
It means interest on loan account debit.
No.
Take a picture of उसका टॉपिक उसका क्या है? ये पुस्तक की आत्म कथा। देखो इसमें screenshot मारेंगे.
Wow. You just think about the accounts where it will appear. Interest on loan will appear at two places: profit and loss debit, partners capital credit. Once you start thinking with the placement, the journal entry, you will not have to memorize it. Where does interest on loan appear?
Interest on loan, profit and loss debit.
Partners capital credit. Okay? That means one entry will be profit and loss debit. One entry will be partners capital account credit. Are you with me? Opposite side, you will write interest on loan. Not very difficult.
So it's in the first entry, we will write profit and loss account
Debit?
to interest on loan,
Yes. Second
And-
entry, you will write
interest on loan to partners capital account
who is
credit.
the partner. I know the name, right? 2A is loan account.
All right.
Miss, can you show us the upper question, the first part of the question?
You don't have the question?
It's there with Zena.
You get this book of 200, which I use, the Oswal CBSE past papers question bank.
Interest on loan. Interest on loan. Interest on loan चाहिए.
हो गया है मेरा ड्राइंग कर रही हूँ मैं.
You need journal entries.
ज्यादा हो रहा होगा.
अभी जो कल था ना,
Shana.com का easy है. You have all these topics in your book?
क्या Isam?
Yes, miss. I am done.
Zaidan?
Miss, I'm completing.
Okay, completing. Okay, for homework you'll have to watch the fixed capital and fluctuating capital वाला. मैं अभी appropriation account करा रही हूँ, okay?
Yes, miss.
Fixed capital, fluctuating capital, and guarantee of minimum profit, and comparative common size.
Yes, miss. Also, miss,
Fixed, fluctuating,
Fixed,
comparative.
fluctuating, guarantee of minimum profit, comparative and common size.
Okay.
समझ गया? Comparative common size के 4 sums भी है, वो भी तुम्हें solve करने हैं.
Okay.
I have just solved one question in the thing, but there are more 4 questions that are there in the worksheet.
all right, miss.
You all have to complete that also. That is for
Yes.
homework.
Yes,
See,
miss.
in your second book, you all have only these topics: comparative common size, cash flow, ratio, and one more. Comparative common size, cash flow, and ratio. Yeah, 4 topics.
Yeah.
ठीक है? Ratio is your independent study. Cash
Yes.
flow, you will need intervention. मतलब there would be थोड़ा सा मेरा help along with the videos चाहिएगा. So all this you have to do तभी when I will allot you work next day I will ask you. I will allot you work next day I will ask you.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Also, miss, we have a lecture. 5 o'clock. We had a lecture. Eco. Sir
नहीं
was
मुझे
gonna
सिर्फ
teach.
appropriation account का format करा देने दो. Then you can go. कौन सा lecture है?
Eco.
इधर अखिल sir का.
Yes.
I'll just teach you appropriation account format and then you all can leave.
All right.
Or if you want, ठीक है तुम लोग जाओ. Today, go. 5 o'clock you have that lecture, na? No problem. What is the homework?
Fixed, fluctuating capital, comparative, common size, and guarantee of minimum profit.
Okay, first complete the fixed and fluctuating. Then you complete the comparative common size. Tomorrow I will do questions of fixed and fluctuating with you all. There's a hard questions you all won't be able to do it yourself. Okay. And so these 3 topics: comparative, common size, video, and 4 sums. Worksheet is there attached.
Guarantee of minimum profit.
Guarantee, fixed, fluctuating. उसका भी है ना, वर्कशीट के अंदर ही है सब कुछ.
Okay.
Then उसके बाद में more 2 days it will take to complete this chapter.
Miss, are you going to send all of this right now?
It's there, everything is there on the website.
Okay.
It is there on the chapter 1 revision notes. On the first tab of the video, you will get the playlist of YouTube. On the first tab of the worksheet, you will get this entire worksheet that I'm using. Okay, bye.
Bye. Thanks.